think I've always known about Bruntwood. It is the Playwriting Prize.
I heard about Bruntwood before I'd even seen a play.
It's not just a competition, it's, I think, the rush of possibility, I guess, it gave me.
With my second play, I entered it, and I still remember getting the email to say that I'd been longlisted.
It doesn't matter your experience, it doesn't matter whether you've done nothing or loads. It really is about your words.
The world needs plays now like it's never needed them before. The Royal Exchange had run a playwriting competition called the Mobile Playwriting Competition, and it had done that over a number of years. And when I first started to work at the Royal Exchange in the early 2000s, that had stopped running, and there was a lot of discussion about what was the best way to re-energise an opportunity for playwrights, both within the Northwest and nationally.
Mike was at school and he had a very good drama department, and I lived in London before we got married. I went to loads of plays in London. Initially the Royal Exchange Theatre didn't exist, and then this theatre opened. We started initially just being general customers, and then through the business Mike became a corporate member.
The partnership with the Royal Exchange originally started, I guess, with my mother and father as audience members, and in fact us, my sister and I, as kids going with them as well. I think the main thing that has brought Bruntwood and the Exchange together, and for that matter the family, is the sense of ambition, the sense of creativity, the sense of innovation.
In November 2005, Manchester-based property company Bruntwood and the Royal Exchange launched a major national playwriting competition.
Ben Musgrave.
The play is Wishlist by Catherine
Jordan.
Laurie Nunn.
The writer is Tim X. Atack.
I remember Simon Stevens reading out a description of my play, and I was like, is that my play? It was really wonderful, amazing experience for me. I'll never forget it.
It had an immense impact on my life and my career. I was suddenly talking to people about making other pieces of work, receiving some commissions. I was commissioned by the National after winning the prize, and Nicholas Heitner, who was the artistic director at the time, was one of the judges.
For me, the whole process was about me just proving to myself that I could potentially write something, not a play, but something, and I was pretty shocked that it won, really.
It was incredible. It was a complete gear shift. I instantly had this play that people wanted to do, that people wanted to workshop and get involved with.
Very quickly it became important that the competition was as open for submissions as you could possibly make it, and so the notion of anonymity became really important very early on. Also, they were very clear that it needed to have some really hefty prize money behind it.
The fact that it was anonymous submissions was really important to me. I really struggled at that point to talk up my work and to kind of write summaries and answers about why people should put it on. I didn't have the confidence to do that at that point, and I didn't really have the language to do it.
I think for me personally, I kind of felt anonymous, so it was nice to feel that everyone else is going to be on this level playing ground.
It certainly gave me a freedom, but also that I could take risks. It was going to be judged on what was on the page alone, and I think that's an incredibly freeing thing.
One of the things we really love about the prize is it has been catalytic in getting some of the best talent in the UK to find its niche, to write these plays, to then bring them to Manchester to be produced, and then to export them to the world.
I feel so grateful that my first professional production was within the arms of the Royal Exchange Theatre and within the Bruntwood Prize, which was so well set up in all of its experience. Instead of being flung out into the industry, it was a feeling of being guided and shepherded through the whole way.
I used to put on a lot of plays in, you know, pubs and village halls and places like that and stuff, and because it was one of the Bruntwood plays, it had like a decent budget and stuff, so we had like a proper big set. Suddenly being in a rehearsal room with that and being like, oh god, this is, you know, a proper thing.
Being live in a theatre with performers and an audience creates a really unique opportunity for emotional engagement, and I think that when you can speak to the heart of somebody and engage somebody from the heart, you have the capacity to change them and change them in a really direct and immediate way.
When the world is in free fall, plays can actually be hugely helpful and sometimes entirely necessary.
I'm very, very proud of this. I'm very, very proud of my family for the way that they've taken up the mantle and are carrying forward. In all sorts of different and obscure ways, it has been a very fulfilling project for me. I just hope that it will carry on while there are still people out there writing plays.